Hi, okay. Video 3. Um, Janet Jackson. If I say that name, most people know who I'm talking about. You either know her because of the family she comes from, or you get a visual picture of her in your head. Um, I'm gonna focus on her alone because I think that she deserves her own credit, and not only because she's related to the family she is. All right. So her career started in 1986. Um, her biggest album was actually, well, there was maybe two other albums, but her biggest album out of the gate was Control, because she took control of her life. And her father managed her. Her father, Joe Jackson. He had a couple of hits himself, but he wasn't a big star. So they all grew up in Detroit, and back then it was you had to be a sports star or a singing star to get out of there. So I think that she saw her brothers doing what they did, and she wanted to emulate it, but in her own way, and she did. Um, Now she started in pop, but then she went to R&B. Um, so all right, the Control album had Control. What have you done for me lately? Uh, let's see. There were at least three or four songs on that album that were um, hits. And that's another thing. She had multiple hits on a lot of album CDs. So that's huge. Um, okay. And then she went on to do the Rhythm Nation album. And that was when I became familiar with her because I was I was literally 7 years old when the Rhythm Nation album came out. So and I was watching MTV by that point. So I saw the video and I thought it was very cool that a woman could take control and do everything herself and have backup dancers and then of course the message of all the songs on the Rhythm Nation album are amazing. Okay, so then after that, and I think that was the biggest tour for her up to that point. And then came Janet. Period. Okay, this album created controversy because not only did she not use her last name, but the photo that she used as the cover was, yeah, I'd say a bit risque. And even at 10, 11, I don't know. I knew it was like on the edge of, um, um, you know, um, something that would be considered okay. And I found out later that the album cover came from a photo shoot for Rolling Stone, which she was on the cover of Rolling Stone. Um, let's say topless. So that was eye opening for me at that point. Okay. So anyway, you take that out of it, and the songs on the album are great because okay, to give yourself a little context, she was the youngest child of all these kids. They had 9 kids. She was the last one. So when you're the youngest in the family, people associate you with they call you the baby, the youngest. Your age is always put in context with anything having to do with you. So when you mature, people aren't really ready for it, even if you are. So if you're not Janet Jackson and you want to mature, you have to force it kind of and remind people how old you really are and not how old you are in their head. So she had the fortune of being a musician and having the world as a stage. So when she put out music and videos that were seen as provocative, if you saw it as her aging and maturing, it wasn't that provocative. But because people felt they knew her from an early age, because not only had they seen her on TV from Good Times, but also her musical career up to that point, it was like, wow, okay, yeah, she really is whatever age she was at that point. Um, which, I mean, come on, people. At a certain age, you're going to mature, so it happens. Um, but anyway, so I love all the most of the songs on the Janet period CD. I listened to them so much. I think I wore the CD out. Um, um, okay, so then after that came the and I'm sure I'm missing a couple somewhere, but it came the All For You CD, which was great. She started to do covers at that point. She took got she sampled Got Till It's Gone from Joni Mitchell, and Joni Mitchell actually appeared in her music video also. So there was that, and then let's see. Oh, there was uh I forgot the title of it. The Velvet Rope. The Velvet Rope was great too. But also, a little factoid, I guess. Not too many people know this, but she was suffering severe depression when she made that album. So the fact that she made good, good to great music. I mean, I consider it great, but that kind of music when she was feeling that way is amazing to me. And then also, okay, I'm gonna back away from the music for a little bit because I have to mention the fact that she also started to have an acting career again in in 1993, which she played Justice in Poetic Justice opposite Tupac Shakur, which he sadly passed away in 1996. Um, Okay, so then, and she also wrote the main song, the love song from that movie called Again, which is why I laughed because I just happened to say again. And that's the name of the song. And the video for that is fabulous. Um, she's in a little t-shirt thing, and then just jeans, and she's sitting at home with her boyfriend. Well, and then singing the song, and it's really great. Yeah, and also I've seen her concerts, and when she does that song in concert, the whole audience goes crazy. So. Okay, and then after that, she became friends with Tyler Perry, and she's done at least Why Did I Get Married and Why Did I Get Married Too? Um, yeah, and I I don't think I've done videos for those movies, but just a heads up. Why Did I Get Married is a good movie. But Why Did I Get Married Too is a good movie. But I'm just saying, how to be mentally prepared to watch that. So I would say check out those movies, and of course, if you haven't checked out her music, you should, because it's all great. But like I said, be mentally prepared to watch Why Did I Get Married Too. But they're both great movies, and she was also in the Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy, because she also sang another song for that movie. Doesn't really matter. Again, another great video, another great music video. So, um, I mean, she's had a career for almost, well, 38 years almost. And, I mean, the fact that she's had hits and almost every year or something is amazing to me. And also, you know, female empowerment and the fact that she took her own career. It's astounding to me. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. All right, bye guys.